lords and ladies of Lolita Land, my name is Mint and welcome to Cooking with Mint, a food show dedicated to all things tea and brunch time. Today we'll be making scones, the most iconic of all the brunch and breakfast time foods. For this you will need 2 cups of flour, 3 tablespoons sugar, 1 teaspoon salt, 4 teaspoons baking powder, 6 tablespoons of cold butter, and 2/3 cup of milk. Right now, I am just adding all those dry ingredients. Once they're done, just give them a stir with your fork, and then we are going to add the butter. Now the secret for how I add my butter is that I actually use a cheese grater. Now as you can see, this is a full stick of butter. We won't be using it. We're going to be using about a tablespoon less than the whole stick, which is going to be our 6 tablespoons. Now this butter is actually frozen solid. Knock on wood, y'all. I do this because I have very warm hands, and I found if my butter is frozen, it's so much easier. And then I use a cheese grater, so instead of having to knead in the butter or to cut in the butter, I just grate it straight in. Once it's all in, just put away your butter. You can use that for some toast later. And then you're going to use a fork and stir in the butter into your dry mixture until it's all well covered. Now you will need to add your milk. Just pour it straight into the bowl and give it a stir. Once that part is over, now you will need a cutting board or a pastry board, and you want a little bit of flour, an egg for the wash, and you also need a cookie cutter. I'm using a 2.5-inch cookie cutter. Dump out your dough, which kind of looks very crumbly. Once you dump out the dough, all you need to do is squeeze it together until it becomes a firm lump, just one full lump. You'll see what I mean in a minute. And don't worry, it will come together. Let's speed this up a little bit. Now that it's pretty smooth and all the pieces are together, take out your egg and beat it so we can use it for the top wash. Coat your mat with some flour. And then take your And then take your rolling pin and also coat that with flour. Now I am going to roll out my scones to 1/4 of an inch, and they will bake up to be about 1/2 an inch. That's because I like to get a lot out of the yield, but if you want a traditionally 2-inch scone, you can definitely just roll it out to 1 inch. Alright, mine is now to a 1/4 inch thickness. I'm going to take the cookie cutter. I'm going to coat the bottom with a little bit of flour to help keep it from the dough from sticking to it. And then I'm going to cut out as many as I can from this sheet, which should be 10. Oh, I actually got 11 from my first roll. Congratulations! Now listen to me very carefully. I know you want to coat this pan with something like butter or cooking spray or something, but don't. You want to put the scones on the pan completely free of grease. Now with this leftover dough, you can get 5 more scones, not even joking. That's how many I was able to get from this mix, doing a 1/4 of an inch thick and with a 2.5 inch cookie cutter. Now I'm just gonna roll out this last one, and we are going to put this cookie sheet in the oven at 425 degrees, guys, for 13 to 15 minutes, and you really want to watch them, and it's fun because they puff up so cute. The last step before they bake is you're going to take your egg, and you can use a cooking brush or something like that, but I just use a clean paper towel to coat my top with egg. It's just easy for me to control it. Pastry brushes, it's hard to clean them. The silicone ones drip too much. I just found paper towels work the best. You just want to lightly coat the tops. Try not to get any on the tray. And if you're making the thicker scones, try not to get any on their sides. Okay, they are all coated. So now we are going to put these boys in the oven, and the next time you see them, they will be cooled and ready to serve. And here they are! Scones, the traditional foods of kings or queens. Well, at least they're the traditional scone for me to eat. So they are done. I'm just going to plate them in a really cute way. Presentation is everything. like that. I'm gonna fix that, make it a little more, I don't know. Now here's how you can tell that the scone, you did it correctly. If you are able to break it into 2 pieces, then you know you got it. That is a scone right there. I just added some butter because I don't have any clotted cream. Maybe we'll do a video about that later. Well, thank you all for joining me today. I hope you subscribe and tap the bell. We post a new video every Wednesday. You can support us by checking out our size-inclusive J Fashion shop and our budget-friendly Etsy shop. Keep up to date with us on Facebook, Tumblr, Instagram, and Twitter. You can also become a patron and feel free to send physical items to our P.O. Box to be featured on OP opening packages. All links below. See you next video, sweet lords and ladies.